I think there's an easier way to prove if this diet of fruits and vegetables, what you're talking about, really works. And that's to bring someone on the show who's been raised on nothing but fruits and vegetables. So I would like to introduce one of Mr. Fry's sons, Veltron Fry, who's been nothing but a strict vegetarian since he's been born. No dairy, no animal, no sugar, right? No Big Macs. You sure?
Veltron, tell me honestly.
I think he blows down Twinkies at night.
I want to know about these McDonald's hamburgers.
He doesn't know anything about them.
Really? Have you ever had meat or dairy?
No.
What do you eat?
Fruits and vegetables.
Really? How do the kids at school react to that?
Well, when I was in first grade in a public school, well, they said it was sickening and all that, but the school that I'm in now, they don't really care, and they want to have some of the things that I get in my lunch, too.
And how do you feel?
I feel fine.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And you're, what, 50, 51?
You look great.
How old are you?
10.
10?
Mm-hmm.
What grade are you at?
5th.
So what do? You bring your own bag lunch to school every day?
Well, I have a basket that I put it in.
And what do you put in it?
What's in that basket?
She knows. Big Macs.
I know the Twinkies are hidden under that.
Right.
What's an ordinary day for you?
Well, go to school and come back, do my chores.
What do you eat when you're at school? What's in that basket?
Well, let's see. Nuts, like cashews or walnuts, then an avocado, and a few things of fruit or something.
Do you feel any less energy than the other kids at school?
No.
Do you ever crave that peanut butter and jelly sandwich?
No.
I guess you can't crave what you never
But you
had,
don't know
right?
then, huh?
What about fruit? You like fruit?
Yeah, I love it.
Do you eat any particular fruit that's better than the others, that gives you more energy?
No.
No?
You like them
You
all.
just mix and
Yeah, I
match
just
them
like
all?
them all.
You know, we always talk about energy. It gives you more energy. The body manufactures its own nerve energy. It releases its own from rest. We don't eat for energy primarily.
What do we eat for?
You're right, that is a misconception because
Yes.
I'd love to quit eating. It costs me too much.
This morning
plus
you
it
were
takes
talking.
time.
But it's so much fun.
Yeah, this morning you were talking about what do you do at 3 o'clock, you know, when you have this dragged out feeling. Well, if you have this dragged out feeling, you must be tired and you need rest, not food, not a stimulant.
The siesta.
That's right.
Do you take naps?
No.
No? Never. Never in school, huh?
Nope.
What time do you go to bed at night?
7 o'clock maybe.
You sure you haven't eaten one milkshake?
What's your favorite sport?
Let's see. I like competitive swimming and,
So you're a swimmer?
yeah,
What stroke?
well, I do all of them,
All of them.
but my favorite is probably butterfly.
Oh, that's the hardest
That's
one.
wonderful.
Yeah,
You like girls?
of course.
All right, you're a hygienist all the way. What else? Do you eat a lot of dates and things like that? Dried
Well,
fruit?
Yeah.
Why?
No,
'Cause you
not a
like
whole
them?
bunch, but I usually just have the raw fruits and things.
You've never had any dairy or cheese?
No.
How about sandwiches? Do you feel like, do you ever eat bread or?
BLTs?
Occasionally.
And when you eat the bread, what do you eat it with?
Well, an avocado and tomato and lettuce and.
Sandwich.
So you do mix it together. Do you mix
Mayonnaise
fruit?
on that?
Thousand Island dressing, road fruit. Do you mix fruit in with your lunches?
Well, sometimes. Usually it's just one kind of thing.
What do you eat before you go to school?
What?
What do you eat before you go to school in the morning? Don't you
Big
ever
bowl
wake
of
up
oatmeal,
hungry?
Cheerios, Trix.
No, I usually have fruit.
Do you? You feel good?
Yeah.
Do you usually sleep 8 hours, 10 hours?
Yeah. About 10.
God, you're just a normal guy.
Yes,
I don't know what we're going
that's
to do
like
with
that
you.
to
We
me.
can't find anything wrong.
Yeah.
You look healthy, your
We're
eyes
going to
are
have to
square.
operate.
Yeah. Scalpel.
Just on fruits and vegetables, too. I don't know, I think I'm doing something wrong. No, I'm doing it right now.
Do you have any pets?
Yeah.
Do you feed them fruits and vegetables?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
What
our dog fruits and vegetables because if we fed our cats too, that would be pretty expensive.
So even though animals are short intestine,
And they are a carnivorous animal, aren't they?
aren't animals
It's
carnivores?
amazing that many dogs and cats have been able to thrive on vegetable diets. Isn't that true? You've had pets.
I've had 2 dogs, and my daughters had 3, and we fed them all on vegetables only. Fruits and vegetables, mainly fruits.
Did they have a shinier coat than the other dogs in town?
They looked very, very good. They were
smelled
very
better.
healthy.
They smelled better, huh?
Right. But you know what happened to this dog? One of them, when she became older, she started hunting because we lived in the country. It was a Dalmatian, and she could jump 5 feet to catch a bird on the wing.
Can you jump 5 feet to catch a bird, Bill?
No.
Not even on all fruits, huh?
Nope.
Not even
So,
on all fours.
So this has been really interesting. Primarily, we get plenty of protein from fruits and nuts and vegetables and some grains.
As we say, he doesn't look like he has a protein deficiency.
No, he
does
sure doesn't.
Nope.
He looks
Got that
fantastic.
hair.
Yeah.
And how do you do in school?
Fine.
Fine. Fine. A D
A
average?
student?
Well,
Or fine, good grades?
yeah, good grades.
Yeah?
Fine.
Did you tell him to say that?
Now, what kind of grades do you get, son?
Well, in this school, it's a private school, so at the end of the year, we don't get report cards or anything.
Oh, I wish I would have gone to a school like that.
Why? Me
I'd have
too.
done real well for a change. Well, this is really interesting. So
Thanks for coming and sharing your knowledge with us.
if I ever come back again, I swear I'm going to start out all fruits, all nuts, no dairy, no Big Macs. You sure?
No.
No Twinkies,
No Twinkies.
no Oreos. It's funny how I know about all these foods.
I might point out about this young man that he was born to a mother in her 40s when he was born, and that it was the first child that she had ever attempted to nurse, and that her milk was inadequate. And we determined that the first day, and on the second day we started him on sweet orange juice, freshly expressed. And he's been a fruitarian almost from day one.
So now we have the information.
And what about a vegetarian child? Do they grow the same as other children that are raised on meat?
Indeed.
They have plenty of
See
protein.
his pictures as a youngster. However, after about 7 or 8 months, they don't tend to grow as fast as other children, which were put on other foods that stimulate growth.
Why is that? Just because of the growth stimulators? Because of a lot of amino acids, more amino acids in the other food?
Well, it's the high protein and also the high sugar. Refined sugar tends to stimulate the pituitary gland, and it tends to promote accelerated growth.
So maybe as human beings, we're really not supposed to be physically as large.
As big as they are.
Well, stop and think that today we have these basketball players. You know, if you're 6'11", you're a punk on the team. And a generation ago, I'd like to know how many. I mean, when you were 6 foot tall, you were considered a pretty big guy. You know, in his generation, if you're 6 feet tall, you're going to be average. And I think that as a race, we're getting taller, and it's. I don't look at it as a particularly desirable adaptation. What would you say?
I'd say it's actually degeneration. It's gigantism.
Giantism.
Giantism, that's right. And it's an endocrine imbalance, definitely.
Something is definitely happening because disease is very rampant in our society, and it's
But-
getting worse every day.
I need to point out one thing, that all hygienic children are not necessarily smaller than unhygienic children, because my own grandchildren have always been ahead of others in growth, as well as alertness and intelligence on the hygienic diet. And so as far as the growth goes, and this is true for Veltron too, he's always been ahead of others intellectually at their age level. So because they're not toxic, their ability to absorb and learn is more...
The circulation of the brain is
Right.
But you also exercise too. I mean, you do your competitive swimming and get a little sunshine once in a while.
So I guess Jane and I are very toxic.
Yeah.
He's also a biking competitor.
Really?
He can pull tricks on a bike that it's like trick rider on horses. He can do things that most people would never think of doing or even
Well,
dare to do.
I'm set. Let's move the table, bring in the bike.
Well, Vel, I'm impressed. You
I am
really
too.
look healthy.
Thanks.
And if I start all over again, I want to do it the same way. Did you ever get sick?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah? With what?
What's the worst thing that's happened to you?
What's that?
A cold?
Well, things like that, yeah.
Do you go through mumps and measles like other kids do?
No.
No?
What happens to him? When he was 4, he ate some of his dog's food. He vomited and had a fever. And do you know any other occasion when you were sick?
Well, yeah, I was out with my friends and they were, having all this junk and all that, and I was tempted so much to have it, to try some, and so I tried a little bit of it, and when I got home I had a cold and all that.
Oh, really?
What do you do when the other little kids say, you're eating all that rabbit food? You don't get enough protein. What do you say to them?
I say, well, I don't really care.
You say, try it, you'll like it, right?
You ever try to educate them and say, meat's really not that good for you?
Well, sorta, yeah, not too much though.
You kind of let them do their own thing, and you just go on taking advantage of being healthy and feeling great, huh?
Yeah.
That's what
He's
I
getting the
thought.
last laugh every
You
time.
bet, yeah.
So you're feeling great all the time.
Now, what about those pearly whites? I mean,
I don't know.
how did you get those shining teeth?
Let's
Do you have any
talk about
cavities?
this. Yeah, I bet he does.
No,
Come on.
What do you mean no? You shook your head no.
I don't have any.
None? Hold up, let's see. Why have you ever had any cavities?
Well, I just keep my teeth in good condition, brush them every day, and
With Colgate?
No way, Paul.
Crest?
No way.
I don't use toothpaste.
What? What about that sex appeal? Ultra bright, man.
Yeah, the sparkle. Ding, ding.
You don't even use baking soda?
No,
Well, how do you
Nothing.
brush your teeth?
with the toothpaste, with my toothbrush and water.
Now, what about your toothbrush? Is it a natural bristle or is it a man-made bristle?
It's just a natural bristle.
Wow, that's incredible. I'm jealous. I'm not going to open my mouth anymore. I don't want you to see all this silver. Well, Belton, thanks a lot. That was great. I learned a lot from you. And thank you, everyone. Mr. T.C. Fry, Dr. Vetrano, Dr. Sincade for joining us, and the gorgeous Jane Ballard. And this concludes our show, and thanks for joining us on this Healthful Living segment. We'll see you all next time. Stay healthy.
Stay healthy.
Fantastico.